Hey, so the topic of today's video is about resolving your karma. Now, if you haven't already watched the reaping and sowing video, go back and watch it so that you can know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll give you a quick refresh. So anything that we do, our thoughts, our actions, the choices that we make, the things that we're thinking about, and the things that we actually do in life all return to us. So I had somebody ask recently, it was on a video that I had about disappointment. Should I deal with this disappointment before it actually happens? It's like I'm preparing myself for it to happen. Well, what we know through the law of reaping and sowing is that if you're preparing yourself for that disappointment, it more than likely, because it's your expectation, is going to happen. You have then created and manifested it for yourself. So yes, if we can deal with these things before they actually are made visible in our life, then it's so much better. So during my period of enlightenment, I was shown how we can resolve karma. So that is the topic that we have today. So this is specifically about people. So if you have ever noticed, let's say, so I have a good example because when you live in a small town, everybody kind of knows everybody. And depending on the town that you live in, they're not all this way, but some of them really like to get down on other people. Everybody knows about them. Everybody gossips about them. They put judgments on these people. So now here's just a couple examples of what that does. So when we place judgments on these people, they telepathically, they will receive them into that electromagnetic frequency that resides around them, and they'll feel really bad about themselves. Now, if this is something that this person has dealt with their whole life, they're not going to know. They're not going to think, where is this coming from? Why am I thinking this? It's just going to be normal to them. And because they're receiving that negative poison, they will respond accordingly to it. They will subconsciously take it in and project it out around them. So that poison that you're putting on people through gossip and judgments really is actually harming these people. Now, this is where the law of reaping and sowing comes into play. That's going to be returned to you at some point. You don't want that, which is why Jesus said, don't do that. There's reaping and sowing. Give to them what you want to get back, because that's how it works. So if there's something that you've done, if you have a particular person in mind, they probably just came to mind when I said that. So this would be something perhaps that you have been thinking about them, because you don't even have to say it. If you sit there and you really put that energy, your thoughts, your energy into and towards that person, they will receive it, you will get it back. So if you've been doing that, I'll do a little exercise right here. So I was shown it's really quite a beautiful thing that you can do to resolve this karma, because once you've resolved it, not only have you freed yourself from it, but you have freed that other person, and it will be felt by them, and they will have better results. Their well-being will improve, and you will then reap the benefits of that. So this exercise is very simple. I will guide you through it here in just a minute, but I'll tell you what we're going to do before we do it. So you'll basically close your eyes, you'll think of this person, you'll tell them, what it is that you've done. Like, hey, I sent you this mental poison, this is what I did, and I'm really, really sorry, that I've done that. Then you're going to see the consequences. You're going to feel the consequences of what that did to that person. And then once you've finished that, don't worry, I'll guide you through this whole thing. Once you finish that, you're just going to send them out the most loving. You're going to hold the intention of them having the absolute best results in their life, in their world, whatever that happens to be. Now, this is nothing specific. You're leaving this up to the divine to decide what that is. But you are just with a grateful and joyful heart sending out that, of course, they're going to have the most wonderful, beautiful intentions in their life. Now, I'm just going to tell you something real quick about forgiveness. So forgiveness works very similar in the same way that when you have forgiven that person, you are setting yourself free, but you are also freeing that person. And if you've truly forgiven them, then you will be okay with also setting that person free. because this is how you'll know that the forgiveness that you've given is genuine. Now, I have experienced this in my life, and it was really super cool. So I had someone that I needed to forgive, and this was like a 20-year process, maybe 18. But this person, had done something in my life, and I basically just cut them off and was like, that's it, you're done. I didn't think about them. I didn't spend any time on them. But there was still this unforgiveness that was in me. And I knew this because their name had come up maybe a couple of times over that, 18 to 20 year period. And I would kind of get mad about it. Like I would just get I could tell I was getting defensive, and it upset me thinking about this person. So I realized, I need to forgive them. And at this point, they had no meaning in my life anymore at this point. So it's like, okay, that took a long time, almost half my lifetime. But I thought, okay, it's time. I can forgive this person. So I forgave them and truly forgave them. I understood where they were coming from. They had not been treated properly. They were not loved properly when they were little. So all of the things that they had done to me, they had abused me. All the things that they had done, I really felt compassion for them because of what they had gone through. And I truly, truly, deeply forgave this person. So it was months later that I get a message to my inbox from this person who I had not spoken to in like 18, 20 years. And they were apologizing for how they had treated me. They were, so sorry, hoping that I was doing okay, but just reaching out and apologizing to me. So had not spoken to this person in the 18, 20 year period. Then very shortly after I forgave them and just like totally forgave them, then they reached out to me and they gave me their apology. I thought that was so wonderful, and it was a very good example, and it really brought clarity to me of how important that forgiveness is, because sometimes we think that it's not, that it's like, oh, whatever, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just not thinking about it. I don't even think about that. It doesn't even bother me. You think that it doesn't, just like I would have said that it didn't, but it does. It creates a scar in you and in that person, because telepathically, how we're all connected through energy, it really is holding the two of you together in some way that you don't need to be held together anymore. So when you forgive them, you can release them. Sorry, there's a very loud noise going on outside. Anyway, so what we're going to work today is through resolving your karma that you have with somebody right now. So if you have someone that comes to mind and you just think, I just don't like this person, and maybe you don't know why, I'll tell you why. It's because they feel that way about you. So anytime that person comes into mind and you're like, I have nothing to do with this person, why are they coming into my mind? It's because they are sending you that mental energetic poison. Maybe they're jealous of you. Maybe they're envious. Maybe they just don't like you for whatever reason. You irk something inside of them that they haven't dealt with. That's not your problem. So the problem is that when we keep feeling this, when that person, maybe keeps thinking of us and we keep thinking negatively of them, it's the boomerang. It just keeps going back and forth and it's never going to end. So what we're going to do is we're going to resolve the karma that is there, and we are going to put energy and energetic protection around the outside of you so that you no longer receive any mental poison from that person. But I do believe that as we resolve this here, they're going to stop sending it to you. So you're not going to keep getting that same thought coming to your head anymore, because it resolves it. So I've seen this when I do work with my clients. If they have a problem with someone, and I've seen this several times, somebody has a problem with somebody else. There's no reason for it. They're like, I don't know, this person, I see them, every once in a while, and they're just really mean to me, or they're, however to me, and it really bothers me. When we do this exercise that we're about to do here, they'll come back to me again for, a subsequent session, and they'll be like, I ran into that person and they were nice to me. It was the weirdest thing. So this really does work. It's a really powerful exercise. So if you are ready and you have somebody in your mind that you need to resolve this karma with and you want to feel better right away, then you're just going to start. So if you want to do this, you're just going to close your eyes and just take in a couple nice deep breaths. Nice deep breaths, full breaths in. Just imagine only your lungs exist and you're filling them all the way up and you're emptying them out nice and slow. And so just breathing in that calm energy that's all around you. Feeling that breath move into your body. It feels so nice to just breathe, to just feel that oxygen move in and out. And then just imagine every time that you breathe in, every time that you breathe out, it's like this wave of relaxation that flows from your head to your toes. And every breath just brings you deeper relaxed, makes you more and more comfortable. Wonderful. Now I want you to invite this person into that space with you. So you could just like put a chair there, and I want you to just imagine this person there in front of you. Now we're just going to begin by you telling this person what it is that you've done. So you're just doing this in your head. You don't need to say anything out loud. You're just going to tell this person, hey, I'm sorry, but I've been feeling this way and I've been doing this or saying this or thinking this or taking these actions or whatever it happens to be. So just do that now. Okay, perfect. So if you need a little more time, you're just going to pause the video. If not, just keep breathing, let yourself relax. Okay, now I want you to imagine here that there's a TV screen in front of you. And you're going to look at that TV screen. Now, attached to that TV screen are a couple of electrodes. You're going to take those electrodes, you're going to attach them to your body somewhere. Okay, now in a moment here, we're going to play on that TV the results that person has felt. So you're going to feel them and what they've experienced because of what you did, because of this mental poison that you sent to them. So we're going to play through this really super fast. So I'm only going to give you 5 seconds in a moment to begin and to go through this and to feel and to see and to know and to just let it flow through you of what happened to this person because of what you did. Ready? So you're just going to push play on it right now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay. Take a nice deep breath. You're going to unhook those electrodes. You're going to take them off. You're going to take that TV. You're going to get rid of it. Okay. Now I want you to genuinely, truly apologize to this person from the bottom of your heart. Perfect. Okay, now what we're going to do is I want you to imagine this person as a very young child. So you're going to let them regress back to being a very young child. Maybe they're like 4 or 5 years old. Okay, and then as you could imagine them, visualizing them there, I want you to just send them so much love. Okay, you're going to send them heavenly love. So this is going to be pure love. It actually doesn't even need to come from you. So this heavenly love is just going to come and it's just going to wrap them all the way up. And they're going to experience that upliftment and that remembering that it's all about love. and that fear has no place in this world. It's only there in our mind, and we don't need it. So as you give them this pure love, just allowing it to wrap them up, to permeate their whole entire body. Excellent. Now I want you to just hold the intention here. So you're just going to hold the intention. You're going to do this with joy, with a joyful thanks to the divine. You're going to do this with joyful thanks. I want you to just send out this beautiful intention, this huge joyful thankfulness that the absolute best outcome will result for them in their life. And just seeing this person just feeling happy, joyful, and uplifted, the absolute best intentions for them, that the absolute best outcome will be the result in their life, sending this out with it. Joyful thanks. Excellent. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, then you're just going to blink your eyes back open all the way back into the room. Good. Now, you know that you reap what you sow. And so how you just sowed those beautiful seeds of that wonderful, best, that is what you get now. That is what you will reap. That is what will come back to you. That's the harvest that you're going to get. So as you do this, maybe there's more people that you need to do this for. Just do exactly what we just did there. If you want to rewind the video and do that little part again, maybe for several people, go ahead and do that. If you need something deeper, if you need forgiveness for other people, and this isn't just something that you've sent out and you're trying to resolve that karma and for yourself and for the world, essentially. If you want to resolve more, then there's a video on forgiveness, and it's deeper than this. It will take you through many facets, and it can help you to work on that forgiveness. Now, I know personally for myself, when you're ready, you're ready. And if not, but you really want to be ready, but you're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready, then maybe you'll have to do it a couple times, because it will change the way that you're thinking about it, and it will at least open you up to being willing to forgive. Now, I know that some people cause us a lot of suffering. I've been there. I know that. Some people break our hearts. Some people hurt us physically, mentally. Some people abuse us. Some people have done horrific and horrible things. But as we give those people all of that hateful energy, that negative stuff that we give them, they are still in control of us. I've said this before. We have, let's say this much energy in a day. So energy is thoughts, because you can go through a whole day. You could do nothing physically, but you could just be exhausted. And it's because you're spending your energy, your thoughts, on whatever you're thinking about. So if you spend your thoughts on somebody, let's say that you have this much in the day and you're spending this much of it thinking about that thing that happened to you in the past and what these people did to you, you're giving them that. You're giving them that energy, and you're taking it away from yourself. So then you only got this much left to work with, and that's, why you're, fatigued. So as we forgive, we just start to take more and more and more of this energy back, all of the things that we work through. And, as we work on our personal growth and our spiritual growth, and we let go of these things that are taking away from our energy, this is why that mental cleanse series, it's free, and it's basically free therapy for you, that you can work through all of these issues. You can work through anger and sadness and the mother and father issue, wounds, all of those things that are there that you might not even know are there, and that are, such big issues that are essentially dictating the way that you're living your life, and they're dictating the choices that you're making. Like if you have substance abuse issues or addictions or things like that, it's because you don't have all of this energy. Somebody else has some of your power. And so working through these things, it's taking that power back. It's giving it back to yourself. And all the while, while you're in that negative frame, that negative vibrational state, that lowering of energy state, you more than likely are making choices, taking actions, doing things that are eventually they're causing harm to you, because you're putting these things out and then they're returned to you. So as we deal with this stuff, and we all got stuff, I know lots of people feel like they're alone in this. I have had the privilege when I work with people that I get to hear everybody's stories, right? Because they're going to tell me things that they're not going to tell anybody else. And so because of this, I know that you are not alone in whatever that you have suffered with. You would never know. You can never tell. You can't judge a book by its cover and know, like, oh, this person's, they've clearly never been through this or through that. You have no idea what the people that you meet, what they've been through in their life. You have no idea. So just know that you're not alone. And you might think, oh, I am, because this one specific thing that I need to feel shame and guilt about for the rest of my life, nobody's done. They have. You're not alone. And so as you work through these things, you just really begin to free yourself and make yourself feel so much better. So this video was about karma and resolving your karma. So we've done that today. Don't forget, if you want to go back and do it for another person, of course, you can just rewind, do that little bit of the video. And you noticed how much better it felt after you did that. You free yourself from it, and it really does make you feel so much better. So anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome and wonderful day. I'm actually filming this on Easter Sunday, so happy Easter. And I hope you guys all have the most wonderful week, the most wonderful day. Don't forget to check out the Mental Cleanse series or the spiritual lessons in my playlist if you haven't already done so. Or you can check out my website if you are interested in having a private session. And I will see you guys later. Love you all.